Hello, and thank you for joining me. And if this is your first time here, welcome. If it is your first time watching one of my videos, I would suggest that you watch the ones from the beginning until now, and then what I'm saying will make more sense, okay? But if you decide not to do that, welcome anyway. What I'm going to talk about today, as the last video I discussed the two creations, the two different creations in the Bible. Because if you've read the Bible, you realize that the first creation and the second creation do not align. Okay? So I wanted to bring out some other things about that and also talk about the first creation, what the humans, were like and who they actually were. So, what I didn't mention in the last video is that in the first account of creation, the entire earth was done. It was completed and finished, the entire earth. In the second account of creation, we notice that there was only a Garden of Eve, but the rest of the earth was actually not finished. It was thorns and thistles and, dry ground that Adam was required to work on after they were like ejected from the Garden of Eden. So that was another difference I wanted to actually bring out. The other thing is that in Genesis 2, chapter 1, it's a very short scripture and it's often overlooked what the meaning is, but it mentions, and I'm going to actually read it from the New World Translation because theirs is very different from other versions of the Bible. It's Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. So in the New World Translation, it reads, Thus the heavens and the earth and everything in them were completed. But if you notice where it has them, there's an asterisk for you to read the footnote. So the footnote reads, and all their army. So that army, what is that? Well, let's see what the other versions of the Bible say. So the King James Version, which is this one, mentions that as host. Also, the English Standard Version also mentions it as host right in the Bible. There is no footnote. They just put it right there. So a host would essentially be, if you look it up, the definition of it would be an army or a multitude. So in the first account of creation, there was not just two humans. There was not just one couple. There was a multitude of humans and a multitude of couples. Who were these people? And how many of them were there? Well, it doesn't say the number, but it's basically the 144,000. They were essentially spirit creatures that came down to earth, split in two as couples, and they were supposed to basically fulfill mother's purpose. Father was there also. He was, at the time, father and mother were still co creating and doing their thing because mother existed all the time, except she wasn't mother and father. She was just one, along with the word, which another topic. Um, but she decided herself to split essentially in half in order to create a partner, in order for her to co rule with, essentially, which is why you have these couples, which were once one spirit creature and split in two to become a couple. And they were the ones who were on the earth at first. So they were the 144,000. So what were they like? Like, did they look like we do now? Well, actually, they didn't. And actually, it's the reason why a lot of scientists and archaeologists who have discovered remains of what essentially they feel are humans, and they say that we were evolved from apes. Those were not apes. They were humans, but they had a different type of physique than we do now. Um, they were androgynous, but they did have, male and female parts. But otherwise, they actually looked quite the same. um, no one told them what roles they had to take on. So that was never an issue. They worked equally along with each other. No one dominated the other. It was a cooperative relationship where they both worked together for a common purpose. And that also was what mother and father were supposed to do, for eternity. But father took a turn, which I'll talk about in another video. Um, so yeah, these couples were amazing. They knew the true meaning of agape love, and that's why they needed no rules. They had free will because they were ruled by the rule of love. And once you know what true love is, you don't need rules because you will know what is right and what is wrong. And mother, just like she gave father, gave these couples free will. So no one was alike. They were not cookie cutters, little carbon copies of each other either. They each were different. They were free to be themselves. No one told them that how they acted or behaved was wrong because it wasn't wrong. They knew how to behave because as long as they showed true love, that was what mattered to mother, the original creator. Does that make sense? I hope so. So these were the original humans, basically these ones. And it would make sense that even though they were destroyed because of jealousy and opposition, they would be the ones who would re inhabit the earth during the end times to reestablish true worship and also show humans what true love really was. They would be different, they would stand out, they wouldn't be like other people because they would be what I would consider the originals, the ones who would truly know how to show love, empathy, kindness, forgiveness, all of that, because they truly knew about the true creator, free will, and how to basically exercise that main rule of love. So that's why the 144,000 would make sense that they were the original humans because they were the ones that would truly understand how to change the atmosphere of the earth when it was essentially in its worst state. Okay? Hopefully that was clear. Like I said, I don't want my videos to be too long. I want to take, things bit by bit. And like I said, the purpose of my videos is to make you think. Because, like, we have been told what to think, not just by our past religion, but also society. And that's just the norm. We're told how to think, how to behave, what a male is, what a female is, how they're supposed to behave. So that's why I'm doing this, to kind of enlighten people that just because we've been taught these things doesn't make it the truth, essentially. Okay? So I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Okay? Take care. I love you all. Bye.